Hello there. Why are you fishing in this weather?
You don't have the first clue about fishing, do you?
No, not really. Why?
Because the fish bite the best in weather like this. You can see my bucket. That's my catch in just the last 3 hours.
Even if I was able to catch 30 roast doves and wild pigs with apples in their mouths within 3 hours, I would never voluntarily sit outside in weather like this. I'm looking for a man named Morangi. Can you help me?
Sure. Old Ken lives over there, on his island.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot. How can I get there? Is there a ferry? Or a bridge?
Nah, there aren't any bridges. And no ship is going to go out in this weather.
Is that your boat over there?
Yes.
Can I borrow it for a second?
I really don't need it at the moment. But perhaps you could do me a favor in return.
Sure. What?
My buddy Stefan visited me this morning and now I'm all out of whiskey again.
Now I should get some for you? Why don't you just get some from the bar around the corner?
Why don't you just swim to the island?
Touché. So it's a trade-off. The whiskey for the boat?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
That door in the cliff, do you know what's behind it?
The cellar of old Stevie's pub.
Is there any way to get in there?
You have any idea how often I've tried that already? The cellar contains at least a year's supply of whiskey. But O'Brien, the old skinflint, keeps it under lock and key. He always says a barkeeper shouldn't give away his goods. We used to barter fish for whiskey. But one time a red herring got accidentally mixed in with the delivery. He's been pissed and ran something about industrial fish ever since. But the damage was minimal.
In that case, tight lines.
Thanks.
You can't eat that many fish by yourself, can you?
Are you worried about my health? Or do you just want to scrounge up a fish?
Well, to tell the truth.
Go ahead and take one. I'm sure I'll catch a couple more.
Oh, thank you very much. There's a padlock on the door. Nobody will miss it. Oh, full house? Maybe I should have made a reservation. He looks really plastered. Hello. Nice weather we're having today, isn't it?
What? It's raining cats and dogs.
It was supposed to be a joke.
Yeah, real funny.
Well, this should be fun. I'm looking for a man named Morangi.
Good for you.
What I meant to say was, can you tell me where I can find him?
If you mean old Ken Morangi, he lives on this island.
Island? How can I get there?
Ask Folly. He's probably down by the water fishing.
How can I get into the cellar?
Take the key, unlock the door, and go in. Anyone can do it, even people like you, if you have the right key.
Now, you're a real comedian, aren't you?
Yup.
Do guests frequently fall asleep in the bar?
Sure, but Klaus is particularly difficult, because once he's asleep, it's hard to wake him up again.
Is there a trick to it?
Sure, if you stick something to eat in front of his nose.
Then he'll wake up?
If he likes it, then chances are he will.
What is he like?
He used to be a sailor. He doesn't eat anything but fish. But actually, I'm always happy when he falls asleep, because then I don't have to sit with him and listen to the same sailor stories again and again.
Not a lot going on here.
It's okay.
Do you always have so few guests?
Some of my regulars are dead, and the walk-in customers aren't here yet.
Walk-in customers?
Truck drivers who are driving their goods to the markets in the neighboring villages. Every once in a while, they stop, have 3 to 12 whiskeys, and then continue their journey.
3 to 12 whiskeys?
Yeah, that's what I said.
And how often do they come by?
Every day they bring fruit and vegetables. I really don't understand who needs that stuff when you can have liquid vegetables.
I need a bottle of whiskey. How much?
For you? 1,000.
I probably shouldn't ask which currency. I probably won't like the answer.
No.
Don't you want to do business?
Sure. 1,000 is good business.
It's a little too expensive, don't you think?
A special reduced price, just for my friends.
For some incomprehensible reason, my potential towards aggression is skyrocketing. If I don't pull myself together, I might do something I regret. Thanks for the friendly chat.
My pleasure.
Can I borrow the key for a second?
No.
Aw, come on, just for 5 minutes.
No!
I obviously won't get very far with rhetoric here. I guess my only choice is action. Hello? Are you alright? He doesn't appear to be overly communicative. Maybe I'll just let him sleep it off for now. I think I'll take that with me. It has obviously already fulfilled its function with a nice gentleman here. I'm gonna use your fireplace to grill the fish. Of course, you could probably do it a lot better than I can, but you probably have more important things to do.
Yes, of course. Go right ahead.
Dinner is served, my lord.
Fish? I smell fish. What? Lemon's missing. Barkeep, bring me some lemon. A fish without lemon is like a bottle without whiskey. Barkeep?
Hello. I know that you have a lot to do, but can I bother you again?
If you have to.
Yes. You probably don't have any lemons, right?
My compliments. You learn fast.
Well, what else can I do?
For Klaus?
Yes, he won't eat his fish without lemon.
Bring me one, and I may even cut it for you.
You're my hero. Thanks for the friendly chat.
My pleasure. Here comes the truck with the goods for the market. Maybe he'll stop. You can have the company you want. Oh, the truck driver appears to be new. He doesn't know his route and can't read any road signs. Oh, kids these days.
I hope nothing bad has happened. I should probably check on the driver. I'm in luck. The truck driver appears to have made the turn. I would have never forgiven myself if something had happened to him. Only healthy stuff. Man, I'm lucky. It even includes a lemon. Here, you can give it to your eloquent guest, if your valuable time allows it.
Oh, he will definitely be pleased, and hopefully, then he'll shut his mouth for a while. Here's your lemon.
It's about time. Come and join me.
Never expect thanks for anything.
I could stand in front of it and dry my wet things. The water's completely evaporated. There's only a layer of salt left over. If I do it quickly and unobtrusively, hopefully the barkeeper won't notice. Let's see if he tastes the difference.
Man, Klaus, watching you eat this whole time is making me hungry. I'm gonna go grab some whiskey.
It looks as if he actually noticed the difference. I don't want to deprive the barkeeper of his best friend. One thing's for sure, this action is a key scene in this little adventure. The board is nailed down. Either this is a distillery, or the customers here are very, very thirsty. Is the offer with the boat and the whiskey still good?
Sure.
Then I have something for you.
Thanks. It won't last very long. But I wanted to head out in a while anyway. I'll just take off as soon as the bottle is empty. Please just tie the boat back up once you're done with it.
Sure, no problem. And thanks a lot. You've helped me more than you can imagine.
You too.
My God, everything here is completely overgrown and looks rather run down. I wonder if Morangi still really lives here.
Hello? Hello? Is someone there? Help me!
What are you doing down there?
They locked me in down here. Please help me and get me out of here.
Sure, but how?
No idea. Think of something. But I've sprained my ankle and I'm not 30 anymore. So don't just throw me a rope. I never managed to be able to climb one back when I was in school.
Is there a ladder here somewhere?
I'm afraid not. But there's a door down here that I can't open. Maybe you can find a way to open it from the outside.
Sure, no problem. How can I get to that door?
You're going to laugh, but I have no idea. I've never been down here before, and I have no idea how to get to the well from the castle. There must be a secret passage or something like that somewhere.
You're Ken Morangi, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Lord Morangi. Why?
Well, if you live here, you should know your way around here, shouldn't you?
Well, I always thought that too.
Okay, I'll take a look around.
Thanks a lot.
I'll give it a try. Maybe I was King Arthur in a previous life. Oh, that surprises me a little bit. I believe this is the last resting place of one of Lord Morangi's ancestors. The coffin is made of massive stone. No chance. coffin is made of massive stone. No chance. I'm assuming that the torch is always burning here to honor the dead. An absolute dream. I could get any woman with something like this. If only Nina were here. The statue, most probably one of the Morangis. A heavy curtain. Looks like it could be made of brocade. A passageway. There are a few steps down into a dark passage. It smells rather moldy. I wonder what's waiting for me down there. An old and already slightly moldy window shutter. I ask myself why the chair is in the middle of the room. The painting is of Lord William Morangi, who lived here from 1270 to 1305. What an impressive guy. This clock says 7:15. It has obviously stopped running. That's funny. The pendulum is still moving. It seems as if this fireplace has not had a fire burning in it for a long time. A real torture chamber. I think something like this in a museum is really amusing. But when I look around here and imagine that people really were tortured to death here, I don't find it so funny anymore. Mood decoration. Ideal for people whose height-to-weight ratio does not correspond to today's ideal of beauty. Ideal for... I'm actually quite happy with my figure as it is at the moment. The coals are cold. I'm actually quite happy with my figure as it is at the moment. Mood decoration. I really hope that it is only decoration. It's obvious why that thing is called the Iron Maiden. The thorns are so sharp, I wouldn't touch them voluntarily either. Ideal for people whose height to weight ratio does not correspond to today's ideal of beauty. The coals are cold. Mood decoration. I really hope that it is only decoration. It's obvious why that thing is called the Iron Maiden. The thorns are so sharp, I wouldn't touch. Please, row across the lake twice and already my arms are ready to fall off. I really should exercise more. I have no clue how I'm supposed to get through the bars. I have no clue how I'm supposed to get through the... The pictures appear to be very old. It's quite possible that the land here looked like this a couple hundred years ago. An absolute... So, long underwear. Nothing here that I might covet from the owner. Oops, what's this? An absolute dream. I could get any woman with something like this. If only Nina were here. The candle is burned down almost completely. The injured Morangi is sitting down there, waiting for me to finally free him from his prison. Lord Morangi,
Yes?
can I ask you a few questions?
As soon as you get me out of here...
I'll see what I can do. The painting is of Lord William Morangi, who lived here from 1270 to 1305. What an impressive guy. It seems as if this fireplace has not had a fire burning in it for a long time. A really nice chandelier. Although the tips of the spears are very old and have already seen action, they are still pretty sharp. The chain moved a bit. I think I'd better release the lever again, otherwise the chandelier that's hanging from the chain will fall down. Most of the books don't really interest me, but here's a book about haunted castles. It talks about Morangi's castle. It says that there's a rumor that William Morangi, who lived from 1270 to 1305, was buried without the usual customs and traditions, and they even refused to give him a funeral pyre. He was entombed in a sarcophagus wearing only a simple robe and his family's amulet. They say he's been walking through the castle and seeking revenge on intruders after midnight ever since. Even if I don't believe in ghost stories, I should probably finish rescuing Morangi from the well before midnight. It's obvious why that... I have no clue how I'm supposed to get through the bars. The painting is of Lord William Morangi, who lived here from 1270 to 1305. What an impressive guy. was that? Sounds like I accidentally triggered some kind of mechanism again. An old... Yikes. I only wanted to close the window shutter, and already I'm holding the whole thing in my hand. This place really needs a major overhaul. Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again. There's a niche in the rock, but I can't see if there's something in it from here. The candle is burned down almost completely. The torch is fastened to the wall. I won't be able to get it off there so easily. Now the fire is extremely hot. I think I'd better take the coin out of the fire again, otherwise the gold will flow into the forge. The tip easily penetrated the gold coin. I think I'd better not imagine how it would look if I were stuck between these thorns. Either this is a distillery or the customers here are very, very thirsty. I've now wedged the spear tips into the vise without mutilating my fingers. The ultimate proof that one never ceases to learn in life. I'm gonna try to saw the board into a tolerable size with the tips of the spears. Anyway, it's just lying around here, in the way. It still doesn't look all that spectacular. A really nice chandelier. This is how I could separate the two pieces that are wedged tightly. Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again. Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again. Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again. There's a small key in it. It appears the ceiling is caved in here. The door cannot be opened. The coffin is made of massive stone. No chance. I'll pour lamp oil into the groove that goes once around the sarcophagus. Let's give good old Lord Morangi a well-earned cremation. Maybe the story about him being a ghost here is actually true because he wasn't given a suitable burial. What was that? Did it suddenly get really cold in here, or is it just me? Did I just imagine that, or... The coffin is made of massive stone. No chance. Excuse me, Lord Morangi. I have to save one of your descendants, and I hope that your amulet will help me. This won't work. I need something else that can help me to attach the amulet to the chain. I ask my... It seems as if this fireplace has not had a fire burning in it for a long time. A small The candle is burned down almost completely. I pulled the wire through the small eyelet of the amulet. If I turn the other end of the wire into the chain, it should hold. Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again.
You found a way. Thank you very much.
Are you alright?
I think so. But my left leg is killing me.
Wait, I'll help you.
That would be nice. I could barely make it to my office on my own. You have to admit, the story you just told me sounds a little unbelievable. First, Vladimir's kidnapping, then a mysterious conspiracy, and then men in black robes. On the other hand, the story is so unbelievable that you can't be making it up.
So you'll help us?
Little Nina is in Cuba with Manuel Perez right now?
Yes, she just sent a picture to my cell phone. I can't understand it, though. Maybe you'll have better luck.
Yes, I've seen this symbol before, but it's been a long time. Vladimir contacted me out of the blue many years after our Tunguska expedition. He wrote in a mysterious letter that he had made a sensational discovery and needed my help. Several years earlier, he had examined a metallic fragment that had been found in the Tunguska region. You've probably never heard of the Kalenkov report, have you?
Just in general. It has something to do with extraterrestrial material, right?
Yes, but that's only half the truth.
What do you mean?
Manuel Perez, who wrote the report with Vladimir, discovered this exact symbol engraved on the surface of the fragment.
You mean there were symbols on the fragment?
Vladimir wasn't sure since the surface was so severely damaged. During further investigation, he discovered something in the archives of the Academy of Science in Moscow. It was in a report about the research expeditions of an English scientist who apparently discovered disc-shaped artifacts made of unknown material in 1947 during an expedition. This researcher, Evans was his name, described the same material properties that Vladimir had observed on the Tunguska fragment. That alone was a hot lead, but as soon as he saw a sketch Evans had made, it took his breath away.
Why? Please continue.
The artifact was covered with unfamiliar symbols. One of the symbols was the same symbol that Perez and Vladimir had discovered on the Tunguska fragment.
Phew. Sounds exciting. Where did the discs come from? And where did this Evans guy find it?
That's also what Vladimir wanted to know. But he couldn't find anything in the Moscow Academy's records. That is why he contacted me. Vladimir had found out that Evans had died recently, and his personal notes and journals were supposed to be auctioned off in London. He asked me to get the documents for him, since he couldn't leave Russia at that time.
And did you get the documents? Where did this metal disc come from?
I sent Vladimir an encoded copy of the journals. I still have the originals here.
Really? Can I see them?
Just a minute. They have to be here somewhere.
Nina, I have news.
Could this Morangi be of help to us?
I have to say yes. Do you know about your father's expedition to China? To be more exact, to the Himalayas.
He took a lot of trips before my mother's death. It's possible that he was also in the Himalayas. Why?
I think that he was looking for something there and maybe even found it. Maybe that's also the reason he disappeared.
I don't get it.
I'm gonna send you a few things to your cell phone. You better get going right away. I'll meet you in your father's apartment. Nina still isn't here. I'll give her a call and see where she is. Oh, I have a voicemail message. That's probably Nina, running a little late.
This is Kunsky. I really hope you're getting this message. We have to meet urgently. It's very important. I can't go into details at the moment. I think I'm being followed. I'll try to lose the guys and then go to the museum. Please hurry. I have reason to believe that you're in great danger. I have to go. Somebody's coming. I'll wait for you at the museum.
What is Kansky doing here again? I really don't want to run into him again. On the other hand, the message sounded important. What if it's a trap? I'll probably regret it, but maybe he really does have information that could help us. Nina isn't here yet, and the museum isn't that far away, so I'll just head over there.
Yes.
We've managed to track them. We know where the hideout is.
Are you sure?
The information is absolutely reliable.
Very good. You must go there immediately. I'll tell Professor Charleroi that she should prepare the last phase of the project.
Okay. Once I've found it, what will happen to the girl and her friend?
Well, those two could actually be a problem. Take care of it.
Oh my god, that's Kansky! I don't feel a pulse. He's dead. What have I gotten myself into? Kidnapping was bad enough, but murder? I should get out of here.
Max Gruber,
Yes.
get in, please.
What's keeping Max? He should have already been here by now.
Maybe he had a more pressing engagement.
How come? What do you mean?
You really don't know? Love really does make you blind.
What?
Think about it. Your father disappears. Max sits in the next office and says he didn't notice.
He had his music.
Who urged you to go home and wait for your father there?
It was Max. So what?
So what? Have you already forgotten that's where someone knocked you out?
No, but...
And then the attempt on the train. This has to have something to do with you or your father. That's clear, isn't it?
Yes, but...
Your father wasn't on board. And who knew you were on the train, other than us?
I know that all sounds strange, but...
Nina, wake up. I don't know who Max is working for or what he's up to, but he's playing some kind of evil game, and he's playing it at your expense.
Do you think we should...
Forget Max. I know you like him, but he was only using you. If we don't go now, he'll win the game, and your father will lose.
Maybe you're right. So what do we do now?
The trail to your father leads to the Himalayas, and at least we have parts from a travel journal by this Evans. We should be able to use it to find the hidden caves of those mysterious mountain people.
And then what? That won't bring my father back.
I know, but I'm sure this strange alien artifact has something to do with your father's disappearance. I admit, we most likely won't find your father in the Himalayas, but at least we have another lead.
Yeah, I know. It's just that I'm so very tired.
Do you want to give up on your father?
No, you're right. Let's go. No wonder these caves are unknown. Without the exact information from Evan's report, no one would ever find their way up here.
Let's hope that you are right. We are, you know, in the border area, and I really do not want to make the acquaintance of overly nervous border patrols. I'll stay at the entrance and keep an eye out. Let me know when you have found something.
A small round hole in the rock. Patterns were chiseled into the rock here. I wonder what they mean. The water is crystal clear and most likely ice cold. The poor guy must have fallen in there. I wonder if he was a member of my father's expedition. I was lucky that there is another drain. Otherwise, the entire cave would probably be underwater already. A bone. The bone caught on something. I can't get it out anymore. This room emanates a weird atmosphere. I can't describe it exactly. Unreal, as if one is entering a different world. The head was chiseled directly out of the massive rock face. Strange disc. Really looks rather insignificant. But it feels warm, and I have the feeling as if some sort of weird energy is emanating from it. I'll show it to Oleg. Maybe he's got an idea about what we should do with it. Oleg! I was just coming to you.
I see you really did it. Congratulations. We were not mistaken about you.
Thanks. What do you mean by...
I'll explain that later. The boss is waiting. Kambursky to station. Requesting permission to land.
Ah, Oleg, I heard you actually found this metal thing?
Hello, Sergei. Yes, everything actually went as we hoped. The girl was really good.
Excellent work. The boss will be pleased.
Now what are we going to do with her?
The boss's orders were clear.
Is that really necessary?
Well, it is a shame with that cute ass. But with some luck, it'll keep fresh on ice. And now, turn the water on.
Okay. Nothing.
What a piece of crap! The damn thing's broken again! Let's see what the problem is. We should hurry, though. The prototype is as good as ready for use. You see, and the boss is waiting for us.
And the little one?
We won't be gone long. We'll take care of her later. There's a piece missing here. Looks like it was torn out.
Sabotage?
Could be. You take care of it. I have to get back to our scientific genius.
Okay.
Oh, God. I hurt all over, and I'm totally freezing. Where am I? I can only vaguely remember that Oleg knocked me out. But why? I really thought he was someone I could trust. Yet another bad judgment. A bathtub filled with bubbles, a glass of red wine, and someone to massage my back. I think I want to go home. A video camera in the bathroom? I wouldn't want to take a shower in here. I can't reach it. A vise. Standard equipment in any shop that has at least half the equipment it needs. A metal plate. I'll take everything with me that is not on the trees by the time I count to 3. A stationary drill. A metal bit is in it. It works! It works! I do not know the number combination, and if I just simply break the glass, then the contents will probably be destroyed by the falling glass splinters. A single egg is visible through the plate of glass. The machine can probably be opened with key commands. The door is locked. The lock is completely iced over. I can't get the key into it. The sparks from the drill set the paper on fire. I actually managed to create a little fire with the drill. Not bad, Nina. Not bad at all. I'm going to freeze to death pretty soon, but at least the key is nice and warm now. The hotkey is melting the ice, so the lock is now open. I assume that by entering numbers, one can extend a bridge to the room on the other side. I don't have the slightest clue what I should enter. And what happens if I enter the wrong combination too many times? I should look around for clues first. A freight elevator, but there doesn't appear to be a way to summon the elevator up from here. Oh, this appears to be something like a control room. And what is that down there?
Problem solved?
Not quite. But at least I found our saboteur. There was a terrible, regrettable accident just now.
That's too bad. What's going on with the water?
That isn't important right now. I need you here.
Oleg, may I introduce you to Professor Charleroi, our scientific leader?
Pleased to meet you.
Yeah, sure. Save it. We don't have time. The boss will be here soon, and I want to have everything ready to go by then.
Oleg, Sergei, and this Nicole Charleroi seem to be like a kind of complete assembly of all the human scum on Earth. Right now, I'm really tempted to jump through the window and send all three of them to... But what are they doing down there? And what kind of machine is that? I don't know for sure what is going on here, but I'm really sure that it is something quite nasty. And this I know. As soon as I get even the slightest chance, I will mess up their plans, but big. What do they need all those video recorders for? None of them has a cassette inside. It all looks terribly complicated, at least for someone who knows frighteningly little about it. There are 3,000 switches here, and not one is labeled. I'm not even going to try it. A single piece of explosive is still in there. I think I'll take it with me. A huge plasma... I think that's a water pump. It's not running, though. I assume it is responsible for the running water and the heating. That's probably why it's so cold in here. It's not making a sound. Something isn't right. That little bit is just enough for a breakfast egg. That's the way outside. I'm already freezing my butt off in here, and it's not going to be any warmer out there. 10 polar bears couldn't get me out of here while I'm wearing these clothes. What a strange design. I think I read somewhere that stuff like this was used to protect sensitive equipment from radio interference. Maybe I can pick up one of the lighter packs. Winter clothing. That's a nice catch. Much better already. Somebody please tell me that I'm dreaming. Just where am I? Antarctica? Nobody is ever going to find me here. I can forget about that. Just how did they get all that heavy equipment here? It must have been a huge logistical effort. The penguin seems to be sitting on something. He's probably hatching something. Warning sign. Caution. Precipice. There's someone lying there. Hello? Are you hurt? Hello? I almost fear that he's dead. Funny that someone should fall into the glacier's precipice who probably knows his way around here. Plus, there was a warning sign. Just a moment. It could, of course, be that he had a little help when he fell. I believe these people here are capable of that. It almost looks as if they let the poor guy die in misery down there. I really have to watch out. A human life does not appear to be worth much out here. This goes down so deep, I can't even guess where the bottom is. The shield was stuck in there. Wow, what an explosion! It appears that it even triggered a small avalanche, but it didn't appear to bother the penguin. I know that robbing dead bodies is frowned upon in upper circles, but I cannot do anything for him anymore. He, however, could perhaps still be helpful. A couple torn out pages. They're entitled Research Journal of Nicole Charleroi. I don't think that this information will help me right now, but I might at least understand better how everything ties together. Wow, an old whaling ship, completely enclosed in ice. I wonder how long that has been here. It contains whale oil. People also used to use it as lamp oil and lubricant. It's a little heavy. Not even female Russian shot putters can carry that. The jacket is frozen stiff, but it appears that there is still something in the side pocket. It appears as if there had been a hole in the ice at one time, but it has frozen over almost completely in the meantime. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to get the hole open again with only my bare hands. Looks without an elevator? Looks like an elevator shaft, but the elevator is nowhere to be seen. The platform hangs too high. I can't reach the stuff. nothing is happening. Maybe the switch is broken. What am I supposed to fire at? I haven't really been able to find that many real potential targets here yet. It's a little heavy. Not even female Russian shot putters can carry that. It's a little... It appears as... I'm pretty... I'm pretty sure... I think... So I leave behind yet another trail of devastation. I don't have the... Without an elevator? Looks like... Where am I supposed to put this? I can't carry this much. it will probably take some time until the salt has eaten its way through the ice. It always looks so simple in detective stories. Plunger on the glass, cut it with a diamond, and... It really is simple. The lighter could serve as a blinker substitute and lead all in one. It's definitely worth a try. That was easier than I thought it would be. Maybe I can distract it with some fish. At least now the poor little guy has a real chance of seeing something come out of that egg. It fits, and the machine is also starting to work again. The plug is missing. The water's going to drain right out again. pulled the cork in style. It even reasonably fits into the drain. That should stop the water from draining. Yay! The tub is full. Woohoo! Too bad, actually. It was just about to get nice and warm. It's not making a sound. I hope that the ice will hold me. The camera has been screwed on tight, but at least I could remove the strap. Oh, there is something else on the tape. A remainder of another recording. Looks like the room right next door. This Nicole Charleroi is having a discussion with a really elegantly dressed guy. Unfortunately, his back is to the camera, but I could swear that it's... What's going on down there?
I heard we are ready.
Yes, apart from a few small details, everything is ready. Thanks to the artifact, we were able to quickly bring the radiation fields to the desired level.
So I was right.
About the artifact?
About you, Professor Charleroi. Your team has truly done magnificent work. And Sergei, Oleg, you also deserve a lot of praise.
Thank you. It was an honor for us.
But enough self-congratulations. We still have a lot to do. Mankind is waiting for us to relieve them from a few decisions.
Massimo Bartuzzo? If he's involved in this, it must be a really big thing. And if he goes to the ends of the world just for this, then I'd rather not dwell on how big this thing is. Realistically, there are only two possibilities. Either I make sure there is a super big noise, or I die clandestinely, quietly, and unnoticed. And since I definitely do not feel like dying, I should think of something that makes a huge kaboom. Only I probably won't be able to do much by myself. I need help, and I need it fast. Two, 5, 1, 3. Done it. I wonder what is waiting for me in that room over there. There is something in the close vicinity of the research station, most likely an airplane. Maybe they can come and get me out of here. I just have to get their attention somehow. All of the equipment looks to be completely out of date. They obviously only invested in stuff that was absolutely necessary. Equipment for measuring and analysis. What exactly can one do with it? I haven't got the faintest idea. I think I'll take a couple with me, and probably the matches too. Equipment for... There is something in the... The matches burn well, but the fuse doesn't. It probably got wetted. The matches burn well, but the fuse doesn't. It probably got... Hopefully the fuses will work again if I pour the whale oil over them. Max! So Oleg was right.
It's not what you think.
Typical statement from a man.
They aren't our enemies. They want to help us.
I've had my fill lately of people who allegedly want to help me.
Yeah, I know. I'm really sorry about Oleg.
How did you know?
Later. These men have brought me here to...
So you are in cahoots with them. They're the same guys who were seen in the museum by the janitor and the little girl when my father was kidnapped, right?
Yes, and the sect did actually kidnap your father, but for his own protection. Don't worry, he's fine.
For his protection? From people like you? You played me for a sucker and were working with these guys the entire time.
No, when I got back from Ireland, the sect also kidnapped me. Then they explained how everything fits together. I'd never seen these guys before that. You have to believe me.
Do I?
During his investigation into the Tunguska catastrophe, your father stumbled onto something that has to be kept secret at all costs. The sect has done everything it can to make sure this secret doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
And what is that?
The people believe that they are the offspring of aliens from outer space.
Oh, God.
And the Tunguska catastrophe was caused by a nuclear-powered interstellar spaceship that crashed while trying to rescue its last living survivors from Earth.
Bullshit!
Psst.
Don't tell me you believe that.
I don't know what I should believe anymore. Do you remember your encounter with the sect?
In Tunguska? Yes. It was pretty weird.
The fact is that in the summer of 1908, an unidentified object was annihilated in a detonation as powerful as a modern hydrogen bomb, but they found no crater and no remains. Then these strange fragments appeared years later. Your father examined them and discovered that they were made from materials that didn't come from Earth, but were processed.
The Kalenkov report?
Exactly. Then the military got a hold of the material, and your father was prohibited from doing any more research. When he and Manuel Perez took off again for the Tunguska region, Perez accidentally became a victim of an experiment that the military was conducting with the extraterrestrial object there. Your father realizes how dangerous the material is, but he continues to do research despite, or maybe because of it, until he comes across evidence of the Zopa, whose abandoned caves he discovers in China. There he discovers artifacts that consist of the same extraterrestrial material as the fragments from the Tunguska region. A strange connection, don't you think?
And one of the artifacts is here now, delivered personally by Nina Kalenkov.
The station belongs to a man named Massimo Gattuso. Have you ever heard his name before?
Billionaire, divorced 3 times, devastatingly handsome. You can ask him for an autograph in a second.
What?
He's here. I saw him below in the station.
Hopefully we aren't too late. He bought shares in all the telecommunication companies through middlemen and will soon control the entire mobile network.
So what? Are you afraid that the prices per minute will go up?
Be serious for a second, Nina. Don't you have any idea what they're planning here? Think about Perez's accident, the psychiatric clinic in Cuba, the French female scientist, and the Russians' animal experiments.
Give me a hint.
They are working on a technology that will manipulate thoughts.
Oh, come on. First you come to me with these aliens. And now this?
It sounds inconceivable, I know. But research into this technology is nothing new. As far as I know, no one has been successful yet. But with this extraterrestrial material, do you think that Massimo Gattuso will go to so much trouble if the artifact was merely of value archaeologically? The sect believes that he is about to implement this technology, and you can imagine what will happen then.
So, do you trust these people?
More than I trust this Gattuso.
And what are you planning to do?
The sect will take care of detonating the transmitter, and we have to find a way to disrupt the experiment itself. Are you familiar with the layout in there? Is there maybe a control room or something like that?
Sure. Follow me and try to be inconspicuous.
Yes, sir. Oh, before I forget, I found your cell phone in the caves in China. I thought you'd probably need it, in case you want to call me after all this is finished.
I know your number by heart.
So, the elevator should be working again. But maybe we should wait until the sect members have detonated the antenna.
And if not, we still have the element of surprise on our side.
So you really want to go down there?
Yes. Now let's go.
Damn, what just happened? The elevator appears to still be working, as do some of the doors, but I can't open the other ones. Nina, can you hear me? Just great. I have to get the doors open as soon as possible or we'll have a real problem. We've had more than enough of those already. Hopefully Nina will wait for me and won't do anything stupid. But if I know her, she probably will.
Max doesn't seem to hear me through the door. Now what? Hopefully he'll get the door open again. But I can't really wait for him to do it. We have no time to lose. Maybe that elevator still works. Then I can look around a little downstairs. If Max would have been able to open the door, he would be beside me right now. I think that's a water pump. It's not running, though. I assume it is responsible for the running water and the heating. That's probably why it's so cold in here. A radiator. A radiator. I hear voices behind that door. As long as I don't have an army behind me, I really shouldn't go in there. In some places where the walls have cracked, the ice is visible behind the walls. We must therefore be below sea level. Hopefully the lid won't open. There are 2 labels on it: danger, explosive, and do not bring in contact with water. For such dangerous stuff, that vat sure doesn't make a stable impression. The sign warns that contact with water could trigger chemical reactions. The paint is so brittle that it crumbles just looking at it. The sign warns that contact with water could trigger chemical reactions. The paint is so brittle that it crumbles just looking at it. I should pay attention. As soon as the icicle begins to melt, it will swing across the room on the chain. A radiator. The radiator feels cold. The radiator feels cold. I can't open or close the valve with my bare hands. My former teacher, Mr. Puetz, would say no one can force a round metal rod to rotate with a wrench. The nut would just slide back and forth, and that won't get me anywhere either. I threaded the rod. Phew, no chance. Phew. That's it then. The vent is open. The radiator is gurgling and is cold. I guess there isn't enough water in the pipes. One of the surveillance cameras. Hopefully Max is constantly checking the monitors in the control room. One of the The sign is riveted. The paint stuck to the silicone. With a little imagination, you can see the sign again.
Water? Heat? There's no water in the heating unit? I'll see if I can find a control unit for the water feed. I hope that was the right switch. There seems to be enough water in it now, but the radiator is still not heating up. If my plan works and Max understands my clues,
The heater will get warm, and so will the pipes with the icicle between them. When it melts and slides out of the pipes, it will hopefully push the vat from the shelf onto the floor. And as soon as the vat cover opens and the highly explosive chemical comes into contact with the ice on the floor, it will go kaboom. A great fuse. If I could somehow get out of here, I should close the valve again afterwards, otherwise this whole joint will blow with me and Max inside.
There's no flame lit in the heating unit? Well, then let's look for the right button that fires it up. So, that should have been it. Ah, damn it! Nina, look out!
So I did hear right. The lady did actually manage to free herself. Well then, come along. The boss is already eagerly waiting to make your acquaintance.
Ah, Miss Kalenkov, we finally meet in person. Please excuse my bad manners. I would have introduced myself much sooner, but as you can see, I'm under quite a bit of stress. Allow me to introduce myself, Massimo Gattuso.
Kidnapping, aggravated assault, and whatever else you ordered to do. So you're considering that good form?
No, but special circumstances unfortunately demand special measures. But since you are already here, may I offer you a front row seat for the world premiere?
Thanks, but I'm not interested.
Then you'll really be missing something. You will witness how my new marketing measures will lead humanity into a happier future.
I can't wait.
As you should. I'm sure you're familiar with it. You spend days thinking about which dress you should buy, and then you have a fight with your boyfriend about whether you should buy the red or the green couch.
I don't need a couch, and certainly not a green one.
I will relieve humanity from these problems in the future.
Through brainwashing?
I call it help in decision-making. It will not only save people a lot of trouble, but they will also have more time to concentrate on really important things. You have to admit, it's a truly noble gesture on my part.
I have to admit, you're even sicker than I thought. All you care about is selling your products. You don't give a shit about the people.
What a shame that you don't appreciate my plans. Don't worry, though. You won't be in the position to take offense. And now, if you'll please excuse me, I have to prepare for the first test run. And if I can offer you a word of advice, be happy that you will be allowed to witness this spectacle. It would be a shame if you couldn't enjoy your last hours on Earth, wouldn't it?
It can't be much longer until the icicle slips from the pipe. I have to get out of here, fast! Massimo wants to realize his sick plans with it. A loading crane. I think I may have something you've been looking for.
Oh, the part from the water pump? Thank you very much. We will reward you with a painless death.
How friendly of you.
Oleg, put that thing back in there quickly so that it's nice and warm again up in the station when we celebrate our triumph.
Okay. You will watch our guest of honor.
I don't think that our princess wants to run away, do you?
No, of course not. It's terribly comfortable here.
Some interfering radiation here somewhere. If we don't get it under control quickly, we'll have to stop the experiment.
You mean escape using the crane? We'll see if that goes well, but I don't have a better idea, so let's give it a shot. Good luck, Nina.
It's getting warm up there, and the champagne is being chilled. This means that there is nothing standing in the way of our party.
The celebration will have to wait. We have some serious problems here. What the hell was that?
I'm sure we can thank this little toad here for this. But no more fun and games. You're finished.
I'm sorry that I was wrong about you, but Oleg was very convincing and...
That's okay. I'm a man. I don't hold a grudge. Come on, we've got to get to the airplane. The people from the sector are probably already waiting for us.
Nina's father tried for months to scientifically prove what had happened. However, he eventually gave up, knowing that there are some things that just can't be explained with formulas. Still, or perhaps because of that, a small film company is very interested in his story. After his encounter with the sect, Eddie the janitor immediately started attending Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and has been sober ever since. He is using his striking voice doing voiceovers for goblins in video games. Lisa originally wanted to become a photographer, but she was unsuccessful due to the fact that she couldn't manage to change the batteries in the camera. Her new career as a bike courier also ended suddenly after just 2 hours and her first flat tire, because no one patched the tire for her. She is now selling magnetic microwave hamsters from a small stand in Berlin. When the police arrived at the museum, Kansky's body had disappeared. As Max realized when he saw the amulet, the commissioner was a member of the mysterious sect, which no one has heard from since their intervention in Antarctica. The sect's motives remain a mystery. Were their actions really for the benefit of mankind? And have they really disappeared? The sanitation worker noticed Nina's lie just in time and didn't quit his job. 1 week later, he actually did win the lottery, divorced his wife, and has lived happily ever since. Conductor Karpman's unpunctuality cost him his job. However, German Railways was thrilled to hire him. He now works the daily Hamburg-Bielefeld route. After another 2,376 cigarette breaks together, soldiers Romanova and Yushin decided to quit smoking. They now spend their time sticking nicotine patches to various areas on each other's bodies. However, rumors of an upcoming wedding could not be confirmed. Agents Fetisov and Radinkov left the Secret Service to open a boutique in Moscow that features tailor-made suits. None of the passengers died in the dramatic train wreck, which looked worse than it was. The scientists are still puzzling over the strange results of the plant analysis that Nina so brilliantly manipulated. The Doberman Pinscher took advantage of the opportunity to escape and is currently following in the footsteps of one of his ancestors and terrorizing the moors of England. Barkeeper O'Brien was hit by a drunken truck driver in front of his pub, quit his job, and has been teaching rhetoric at the University of Dublin. Foley, the fisherman's doctor, urgently recommended he pay better attention to his health. He now only fishes when the sun is shining, in other words, twice a year, and has switched to drinking single malt Scotch whiskey. Fernando, the gatekeeper, is currently working on his latest series of paintings, the 1,000 extremely different growth stages of the date palm tree. Thanks to her untiring physical efforts, Sister Sabrina actually won the mayoral election. However, she had to resign 9 months later to take care of her baby. Shortly after his efforts in the inner courtyard, Puyol, the patient, set the world record in building a house of cards. Since then, he has appeared in numerous TV talk shows, babbling nonsense and earning money, hand over fist. However, we strongly oppose the extremely malicious insinuation that this career path is a general prerequisite for a career in television. Ramon builds strange figures out of shells based on Manuel Perez's even stranger drawings and sells them to tourists for exorbitant amounts of money. The villainous quartet was literally put on ice for a very long time. As a result, large-scale mind control continues to be reserved for a very popular, massively multiplayer online role-playing game. The contracts are signed and sealed. You can look forward to seeing your favorite characters again in Secret Files 2.
Max?
Yeah?
Have I thanked you yet?
No, I don't think so.
The plane must have an autopilot function.
Camera's rolling.
And I'd like to help you too. I don't need to go to bed anymore anyway, and I can always sleep when I'm dead. So, if I can do something for you...
That's really nice.
Here's looking at you, kid. Sorry, I forgot my line.
Cut! You know the difference between me and you? I make this look good. Cut!
Just because I'm filming a shitty film for some shitty people doesn't mean that I enjoy being an actor. I was not outstanding, and I was not exceptional. I was monumental. I was epochal.
Camera's rolling.
Prop guy, please bring the fake iron bar this time. What a comedian.
Camera's rolling.
If my eyes don't deceive me, the stodgy could now look a lot like...
Cut!
I can't stand taking the train, sorry. Let's film the scene again.